Well, good evening, and thank you very much for joining us this evening for this, the third awards, my Community Awards event, first introduced back in 2021, and really appreciate you coming to join this evening. You'll realize it's been a pretty extraordinary last 12 months, and the whole purpose of the evening is really just to celebrate some of the most extraordinary people in our community and to mark their achievements, to recognize some of the amazing things that they have done. I'm delighted to be joined this evening by a host of people to make the event run very smoothly, and I'll come on to that in just a moment. But first, let's look at some of the almost 100 nominations that we received for people and organizations around the community who've done something very special this last 12 months. So you'll have just seen some of the extraordinary people and groups and organizations from across Warwick, Leamington, Whitnash and the villages who've done some amazing things over the last 12 months. Now, I promised we're going to have a star-studded event this evening, and I'm delighted that we could be joined by the breakfast presenter of BBC CWR, Phil Upton.
Matt,
Phil.
Thank you very much indeed for having me with you this evening.
Great to see you.
Lovely to see you all as well. Very honoured to be asked back, having helped you with these in your inaugural year in 2021. Trisha Doodoo was in this very virtual studio, I know, last year, so lovely to be back. And thank you very much indeed for involving me again this year. Probably worth a little explainer for the benefit of everyone tuning in who maybe have not been here for the last couple of years, exactly what these awards are all about.
Phil, it's great to have you back. Trish was terrific, as you probably noticed, but it is, I really appreciate you giving up your time to do this. It's a very special thing for all of us. Yeah, the awards I originally thought of doing back in 2017 when I was first elected, and I just felt that there were lots of business awards, in all sorts of categories and so on, and that's terrific. But I really wanted us to have something where we would recognise and celebrate some of the amazing people who work in public service, public sector, and in voluntary organisations and businesses as well, who go the extra mile and do wonderful things in our community.
And especially given the last 12 months, obviously the first time we did this was post-pandemic, now in the midst of a cost of living crisis.
Yeah, so over the last 2 years, we've had teams and organisations. So we had an award a couple of years ago for Warwick Hospital for their frailty team. Last year, you may recall that we actually awarded the Warwickshire Fire and Rescue Service for their extraordinary courage and work that they did in bringing the Leeson's polyurethanes fire under control. And many other individuals, of course, and organisations as well. This year, as you say, it's been a pretty tumultuous year coming out of the pandemic, but then also with the cost of living crisis. And of course, as we next week will, of course, be well aware, it's the illegal invasion of Ukraine and just how the community galvanised around that.
And I also know last year you had quite the celebrity guest, didn't you, last year, David Bradley?
Well, I mean, what can I say that hasn't been said about David Bradley already? I mean, it's just wonderful to have someone in our midst, in our community, such as David. You'll know, of course, that he's been in many TV series and films, Game of Thrones, and the Harry Potter series. And you may have even seen him or heard his voice, rather, in the current Pinocchio film. So David was an absolute star. I think a lot of people tuned in especially to watch him last year. But I'm delighted to say that we've got some real other homegrown talent with us tonight. So we've got Jess Carter, the footballer, that you'll know, and also Lewis Williams, the boxer.
Commonwealth Games gold medalist, you might remember him
Yeah.
from in the summer of last year. They're important people, but the most important people are all hooked up via a Zoom link tonight. So maybe we can just see you all, maybe give us a wave. Stick on your microphone, say hello, say good evening to us. There you all are on the screen there. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to the Community Awards. Lovely to see you all. Fingers crossed. And hopefully we'll be cutting back and forth and hearing from you throughout the evening and hopefully celebrating all the work you've done over the last 12 months or so. Alongside our contributors and our nominees tonight, we're also going to hear from the mayors that represent your constituency and this area. You're going to be hearing from Councillor Barry Franklin from Whitnash, Councillor Nick Wilkins from Leamington, but we're going to start with Councillor Parminder Birdy from Warwick.
I am Parminder Singh Birdy, the Town Mayor of Warwick. On behalf of the Town Council and the residents of Warwick, I'm happy to participate and join the Community Excellence Awards 2023. Warwick is truly blessed with many community volunteer groups and charities. We have groups undertaking historical building renovations, we have a range of museums, we have good independent shops, Warwick Castle, Warwick Racecourse, giving the town vitality and viability. We have a range of charities supporting the most vulnerable. We have a good range of progressive community centres, fantastic community sports clubs, and we have great hospitals, and of course we have the Martin Hospice. Some of these have been recognised and are finalists in the Community Excellence Award 2023. It is good to see so many nominees from across Warwickshire, and I would like to wish good luck to all of them in the awards tonight. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nick Wilkins, current Mayor of Leamington Spa. In my experience, Leamington Spa is like a huge jigsaw with pieces of dedicated volunteers, community centres, social enterprises and charities all working together to create the masterpiece known as Leamington Spa. It's a big thank you to all your hard work and dedication to making this happen. And I would like to thank all the nominations and the winners of the awards. Don't forget, all heroes don't wear capes.
Good morning, I'm Barry Franklin, Mayor of Whitnash. I'm very grateful to be asked to take part in the annual Matt Weston community event. We've held various community events in our Civic Centre, which is stood behind me. We do a dementia cafe one day a month. We also have a baby group here in there, and on a Wednesday we do a sit and natter for the elderly people of Whitnash who have perhaps aren't living on their own and need someone to talk to. I think this event is really good because it shows people how many people are working volunteering in the community. I also go and attend the Brunswick Hub Centre in Leamington, where I also go and perform at their dementia cafe showing pictures of old Leamington, which helps trigger memory. All in all, I'd like to wish all members who've been appointed to receive possible awards and say very well done, and I hope you all succeed. Thank you.
Well, a huge thank you to the three mayors there. Also, this evening, we need to say a special thank you to the judges for these awards as well. Matt, 4 of them in total. Very difficult job for them. How did they come about to take on this judging role?
Well, I identified, as I always do, just 4 people from amongst the community, different 4 each year. And these are really people who are community representatives who I think will do a good job and really do stand independent of me, but also of the groups as well. So we've got Hema Yelabragada, who is lives locally, but is on the Hindu Board of Education. She's a trustee there. We've got Guian Clare, who is the chair of the Warwick District United Nations group. We've got David Mond, who is an emeritus professor at Warwick University in maths. And then we've also got Sue Butcher, who I think will be known to a lot of people, who is a business person and is the chairman of the Warwick Board of Trade. So, people very much at the head of the communities. So clearly 4 hugely influential community figures who are, as we've stressed, independently have chosen the winners of tonight's award. So they've had a very difficult job to select the winners. We'll be hearing from each of those judges a little bit later on. It's also worth just pointing out, and I don't want to embarrass Matt too much with this, that when it comes to the actual physical awards themselves, that Matt has actually paid for these out of his own pocket. We must thank everybody at Spa Trophies who've constructed the awards and made them lovely pieces of glass for all of our winners this evening. Going to be just testing the equipment in just a second, okay? Because we've got live link-ups all the time, people joining this Zoom link-up. Those of you who've made it, thanks very much indeed. But just for us and our ability, just to make sure we can speak to you when we speak to our winners, I'm going to click my fingers and one of you, somewhere, okay, will appear on the screen. It's almost like a random spotlight will fall upon one of our nominees just to test that our equipment is working okay. So I'm going to click my fingers now and someone's going to come up on the screen. Hello there. Okay, hang on a sec. Who we got here? This is Warm Spaces Warwick. Am I right in saying?
Yes.
How are we? You okay, ladies?
Very good, thank you. Very warm.
Very, very warm. Well, you're you're in a warm space, so it's lovely to have you here. What's it feel like to be nominated for these awards?
Really proud. Fantastic. Yeah, really pleased to be awarded and to be nominated. Sorry.
I was going to say, don't jump the gun on that just yet, but
Maybe you know something we don't. But
yeah. But look, it's lovely to see you all, and enjoy your evening, and thank you for being part of this tonight, and hopefully we'll get to speak again a little bit later. Thanks very much indeed.
yeah.
Okay, so that at least has tested the equipment, so that's all good news, and that's all working. We're going to do a quick hello to one of our special guests, though, right now, Lewis Williams. Lewis is online, gold medalist, Commonwealth Games winner. Good evening, Lewis.
How are you?
Just
Very good,
great.
mate.
Yeah, good to see you. Where are you?
Good. You? I'm in Sheffield. I was on training camp, you see, so yeah, I'm in Sheffield. I've managed to get an office, so not my usual surroundings, but a good bit of Wi-Fi for you so I can stay connected.
Well, look, it's lovely to have you as part of this evening. I know a lot of the people who are nominated or watching this will love that you're here and sharing in this moment as well. And hopefully we can come back and talk a little bit later, find out a bit more about your plans for the year ahead.
Yeah, brilliant.
Good man. Lewis Williams, Commonwealth Games gold medalist. I mean, a fantastic moment that was, wasn't it, back last summer? Really
amazing. What a terrific guy he is as well. He did a huge amount of work in promoting the Commonwealth Games. I first came across him a couple of years ago, and just such a down-to-earth, decent individual. And, we're really lucky in this community to have people like that.
Good, fantastic stuff. Going to be hearing a bit more from Lewis very shortly indeed. First of all, though, we're going to hear from the first of our judges this evening. This is Hema Yella Pragada.
Hello everyone, my name is Hema Yella Pragada. I'm speaking today on behalf of British Hindus and as part of Mandir community here in Leamington Spa. It has been truly inspirational to read about all the wonderful work all our nominees have been doing. And I know how much hard work and dedication it takes because I've been contributing as part of Save a Day, and it has truly inspired me to do even more. According to me, each and every nominee is a winner, but we had to choose. Matt Weston, our local MP, has given us this opportunity to choose the winners, and I should say it has been a very tough job to do. And our nominees have been working so hard to make the society and town better, and I thank Matt Weston for giving these awards to all these wonderful people. It is not only a recognition to them, but it is also going to motivate and inspire more individuals in our town to do better things in the town. And I thank Matt Weston for giving me this opportunity to be on the judging panel, and my best wishes to all the nominees. Good evening, everyone.
Well, that was great to hear from Hema. And, Phil, the wonderful thing about the work that Hema's done and the other judges is that they've done this all independently in their free time. And trust me, it does take a long time to actually consider, read through all the applications and understand the nominations, and just really for them to decide individually who they think should be the winners tonight. So I've had no contact with them. It's great to see them do this, and I'll be obviously thanking them, but really appreciate the work they put in.
Okay, so without further ado, it's time to move on to the first of tonight's awards. The first award is for the Community Groups category. The nominees for the category are as follows. You can see them up on the screen for you now. The Brunswick Hub, the Polish Centre, Warwick Warm Spaces, and Friends of Black Lane. Just tell us a bit more about those four nominees. The judge for this category, Guianne Clare.
The community group entrants are all brilliant, making this an incredibly challenging decision. These groups unite, energize, encourage and enrich our lives, and really make living in the Warwick district a fantastic experience. The finalists are Warwick Warm Spaces, whose single aim is to ensure that warm spaces are available 7 days a week, which is so important for protecting the vulnerable as we experience the cost of living and energy bill crisis. Friends of Black Lane, a group of Lincoln residents have taken it upon themselves to clean up their areas, Black Lane, Campion Hills and Newbold Beaches, and they have significantly improved environmental quality and protected local wildlife. The Polish Centre, who have delivered humanitarian aid across Poland and Ukraine, including delivering 8 ambulances across the war-stricken country, and more locally, they have provided support to Ukrainian refugees in Leamington. And finally, the Brunswick Hub. The staff work tirelessly providing a wide-ranging variety of holistic support, from health to education, supporting weekly groups, much-needed support to struggling families, and general guidance to people within the local community. Their work is invaluable. Thank you so much to all our local community groups, and all the very best to all our finalists.
Well, thanks, Gian, for all the work you did in your judging of the community group. So the first award this evening, I'm pleased to announce, as I say, my MP Awards for the community group is the Polish Centre. Well, congratulations to Stas and to David, Stas Librowski and David Kozlowski. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Perhaps I can also just say commiserations to Warwick Warm Spaces, to the Brunswick Hub and to the Friends of Black Lane. But to both of you and to all of the community at the Polish Centre, an amazing achievement. I know you put in so much work as a whole community. So huge congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know that you, it was a staggering amount of aid that you provided to Ukraine. I can't remember how many lorry loads, but you'll, I'm sure, tell me in just a few seconds. And also the tonnage. But you also, I think, provided a whole load of ambulances as well. So maybe you could just talk through the scale of the operation, the warehouse that you had and everything to make that happen.
Would you like to?
Yeah.
David, would you like to say?
Yeah. So it's a great honour and a privilege to receive that reward for everyone who was involved. We've sent 180 tons of aid with the company I'm working for, and I'm really pleased. Eurocarpats was extremely supportive to us. We've delivered 8 ambulances so far. We're going to deliver another 4 very shortly, and over 1,000 Christmas presents for children in Ukraine. It's provided sponsorship for a summer camp for children in Ukraine. And now we're working on Easter campaign. And we're also having a shop in the Royal Priors and support local refugees who are coming to Leamington.
And I'd also like to thank all our volunteers. David's already thanked our sponsors, and rightly so. But our volunteers have been invaluable in helping get this project off the ground and then supporting it for it's been a year now. It's hard to get people to continue their commitment over such a long period of time. And our thanks go out to those people that have stayed the course. Thank you very much. It's much appreciated.
Well, can I just say on behalf of everyone across Warwick and Leamington, a huge thanks to you and to all the volunteers. I went to the warehouse, as you know, David and Stas. I came along to the mission just to see the work that you're doing in the community. And it's been really impressive. And can I just put on record, you may know that the ambassador was also, the Polish ambassador was really proud of the work you'd done here in the community when I met with him. So well done, and thanks very much on behalf of everyone in Warwick and Leamington.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to the Polish Centre winners of the community groups category. Moving on to the second award then this evening. This is for a joint award, actually, for business and teams. And the judge for this award was Sue Butcher.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be involved in the judging of the Matt Weston MP Awards for Community Excellence and to have the honour of announcing the finalists in the Business and Teams category. There were so many brilliant and inspiring nominees, and it was humbling to hear their stories. It was a really difficult task to pick just 4 finalists. All the nominees have demonstrated the hugely positive impact that businesses and teams within organisations can have on the communities and people around them. The 4 finalists are, firstly, Make Good Grow. Make Good Grow has supplied more than 100 courses with access to product support and volunteering support during 2022. It's all funded by a philanthropist, Nigel Shanahan, and they've also encouraged other businesses to pledge support up to the amount of £750,000. The second finalist is Warwick Hospital. All the staff at Warwick Hospital have demonstrated, particularly over the last few years, their huge commitment to the local community and the people they serve. The third finalist is Rethink and Grapevine. The team at Rethink and Grapevine have worked alongside the strategic heads in health and social care to ensure that the needs of the mentally ill are heard when developing strategies and policy. The last finalist is You Can Flourish. This charity does amazing work in schools and with local youth groups to support the mental health of girls who have low confidence and to build up their self-confidence. Thank you, and good luck to all the finalists.
So can I thank again Sue Butcher from Tories in Warwick, and who is the chair of the Warwick Chamber of Trade, for giving up her time to judge this group, which is businesses and teams. We put them together, and because of, we just felt it was more appropriate this year to join those together. So the award for the second award, rather, is for, as I say, businesses and teams. And in no particular order, it is Make Good Grow and Rethink Mental Illness, Grapevine, and Experts by Experience. Congratulations.
Well done us. Oh yeah.
We get a clap.
Well, congratulations to you all. So I think we've got, is it Claire, Trudy, and Robin? Yes. And also Rob. Is it Rob also as well? So Rob, you're from Make Good Grow, and it's Claire, Trudy, and Robin from Rethink Mental Illness, Grapevine, and Experts by Experience, which I think is a collaboration of work that you've been doing in the community. So Perhaps, Rob, I could start with you. Tell us just about the amazing work you've been doing in the community, and probably too modest to say why you think you may have won, but perhaps just for the benefit of the wider community, some of the work you've been doing in the last 12 months.
Yeah, so Make Good Grow have been working really hard to collaborate with businesses across the region to get them to pledge their support for charities and good causes. So we managed to get over £750,000 worth of pledge support from businesses across the region in 2022. And we supported over 120 charities and good causes with everything from free furniture and meeting rooms to volunteer time, marketing support, new websites being designed and built, and everything in between, really. So we're really pleased to be even nominated. So to win as well, and alongside Rethink Mental Illness, that's really brilliant.
Very good. Thanks for that, Rob. Perhaps I could just turn to Claire, Trudy and Robin. You look very comfortable there on the sofa. A great collaboration. How did it all come together?
So back in 2021, the Coventry and Warwickshire Partnership Trust were given money to transform mental health provision so that it's more patient focused, more holistic for patients, and it's looking at the distress and the problems that patients are having rather than diagnosis. And one thing that was really important for that was co-production, not only with voluntary sector and local authorities, but also with people who'd already lived through their patient journey who'd had mental illness. And so there's two groups of us. There's the community leaders who are out and about in Coventry and Warwickshire, talking to people who've had mental illness to find out what their journeys are like and what it looks like for them and their community. And then there's the strategic side of things. A group of experts by experience go and sit on all the work streams to help redesign the model going forward, so that hopefully that patient voice is heard as equally as the clinician's voice.
Fantastic. And I don't know if either of you also want to say anything?
We just want to say what a fantastic team, because there's 15 of us all together with of experts by experience who've all worked really hard. They've come a long way, and they've fought a real battle to get where they are at the moment, and now they're giving their all to make things different for the people. But also we've got fantastic facilitators in Grapevine supporting the community leaders, and our facilitators in Rethink who have been fantastic with the strategic group. As well as we've been given a fantastic, and I'm using that word far too much, space by Coventry and Warwickshire to actually be heard as an equal partner in the change that's happening, and not many projects allow that full equality. So it's been awesome.
It has been awesome. Yeah, we really appreciate the welcome that we've had from the professionals that we work with, because you know they really have been supportive, and
fantastic.
And they, we treat us well.
I'm delighted to say you will be receiving this award, and we will get that over to you. I will try personally to come and hand it to you, to both of you winners this evening. So congratulations for that. Absolutely delighted for you, and commiserations to Warwick Hospital and to You Can Flourish, who are runners-up. And to the other nominations. So anyway, thanks very much for that. Phil, over to you.
You might remember back at the very start of the programme, we referred to two very special guests we've got who have contributed to these awards tonight. The first of those we're going to hear from very shortly indeed. First of all, can I just say, if you're in your homes at the moment, as we've seen already, many of you are, and you're on your phones, on your social media, we're using the hashtag Matt Weston Awards tonight. So all of your posts there, if you're having your celebrations at home as well, you hashtag them Matt Weston Awards, and I'll make sure I give as many of you as mentioned as possible on the BBC CWR Breakfast Show tomorrow. Couldn't have done this without giving that a plug. Could I? Matt, come and join me, and let's introduce this next special guest, shall we? Because this is a real coup that we've got her.
Yeah, Jess is an absolute star. For those of us who were absolutely glued to the TV screens last summer, watching England's Lionesses perform in the Euros and just how magnificent they were. But Jess grew up locally and absolutely delighted for her because, that sort of talent, making it to the international stage, but really excelling is wonderful to see.
She's not, unfortunately, here with us this evening, but she's got a good excuse, I gather.
Yeah, I would say it's a flimsy excuse. I think she's actually playing for England tonight. She's actually in the starting lineup for England in their match tonight. So, pretty good excuse.
I think so. It's the start of the Arnold Clark Cup tournament, which England are the defending champions of. They actually play at the CVS Arena in Coventry on Sunday against Italy, but Jess lines up tonight. Let's hear a little more from a local hero, Jess Carter.
Hey everyone, sorry I can't be with you tonight celebrating the MP Awards for Community Excellence. My name is Jess Carter and I was born in Warwick and raised in Barford. I went to Barford Primary School and then on to Aylesford High School and Myton High School. I was lucky enough to be able to take part in lots of extracurricular activities, which I will forever be thankful for my teachers for providing that support and providing us a place to play sports. Not all schools I've become to learn have done that, so I'm always very grateful of that. I played for what was then called Warwick Juniors, which was just Woodlows Juniors, which was run by Dean Brandrick. I fell in love with football just by watching my brothers play for Woodlows Juniors at the time, and then I signed up to go and take part of their junior Woodies, so was not very old at all. I continued playing with the boys for a while, and then Dean Brandrick set up a girls team for, I wouldn't say just for me, but I was one of the few girls that were playing, so set up a girls team because if they hadn't, then I'd have had to stop playing football. So I was really lucky to have someone who was so invested and really supportive in that journey. We then went on to win many trophies with the women's team, which is some of my fondest memories of football. So I'm very lucky to have had the local support that I did, else I definitely wouldn't be where I am right now. Once I then grew out of playing locally, I then went to Birmingham and had trials there at the age of 15. And I was able to get into the team there, and I continued playing with Birmingham for them the next 4 years. At that time, I was able to get support from the Barford Community Trust. They provided me with a travel pass to get to and from Birmingham, where I was going to college. I was at a college that helped support me studying plus playing football, so my college schedule was around my football schedule. I will forever be very grateful for the Barford Community Trust because my parents weren't able to fund that at the time, getting me to and from school and to training. So without their input, I'm not sure that I'd have ever been able to get to Birmingham in the first place. So I am very lucky there. My latest achievements would be from winning the FA Cup and the Women's Super League with Chelsea last year, and winning the Euros with England Lionesses last year, which is obviously which was amazing to be able to win the community together like that, and see the world England come together like that was just phenomenal. So yeah, I owe a lot of thanks to the local communities for helping me get to where I am today, and definitely without all of your support, I wouldn't have made it. So thank you very much to the local communities, and hopefully that those can continue so other boys and girls can get to a position like I am. Hope you enjoy the rest of the awards.
Well, wasn't that great? I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful to hear from Jess, and what a great ambassador for our area. And, big shout out there for Barford Community Trust and the work that they did just to help Jess realise her dream and fulfil her potential. And what a special story that is. Hugely influential and inspirational. My daughter actually used to play at Warwick Angels, and Jess awarded her end of season medal when she was a little bit smaller a few years ago, so still resonating. And we wish her the best of luck playing for her country tonight and the England Lionesses as they head into that tournament later on this weekend. And of course, going down under to play in the Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand in the summer. Hopefully Jess is going to be an integral part of that. Our next guest has, well, arguably already reached quite a pinnacle. He's a gold medalist
from the Commonwealth Games last year. We spoke to him very briefly a little bit earlier on. Let's cross live by satellite like we can now to sexy Sheffield. Hi, Lewis.
How are you? I'm back.
Can't give a good man down. Just fantastic that we've got Lewis here in attendance tonight.
Really fantastic. It's great. And Lewis, you're much loved in the community. Your achievements are out there for all to see. And it was just wonderful for so many of us to actually be able to witness that here in Warwick and Leamington, watch it on the big screens. Where were you watching?
Yeah, I have a personal recollection of this, Lewis. It was the day of the Commonwealth Games road race in Leamington. So after the road race had finished on the finish line, I walked up into town, and the main square in Warwick Town Centre was packed, and the number of people who were cheering you on and out of their seats during that fight. I mean, I don't know whether you felt it there in the ring, but the sense that that local community is pulled for you throughout your run during those Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, I was getting everything through social media. I was getting all the videos and all the tags and everything, and I didn't know there was any screens being put up beforehand. So it's a huge thing built up with the community. But yeah, I don't know who arranged. I don't know if it was Matt who arranged them screens to go up, but yeah, it was quite amazing for everybody to be out, and the weather was bang on the button for everybody to be out, watch the sport, and straight after COVID, it was perfect for everybody, wasn't it?
It was really special, and such excitement in the at the big screens around the area. And so what's up next? You're in Sheffield. You've been doing a bit of training. What's coming up in the next few days?
So I've just done 2 training camps. I've been to Italy for a week, and then I've been to Colorado, and I had planned to go to a tournament this Friday, but that's just been cancelled. So we're moving on to maybe another training camp. And the big picture is come June, the first qualifier for the Olympics. So that's the main aim. So building on from there, it's just going to be training, getting more experience and more skills, and then getting that qualifying spot, and then you'll be seeing me at the Olympics next year.
Fantastic.
Wish you the best of luck with that, Lewis. The idea that got a Commonwealth Games gold medalist right here, but maybe an Olympic gold medalist as well. We've seen how that's been very much a leapfrog for people to turn professional and go after that. So all our best to you, Lewis. Fingers crossed, and keep the flag flying, sir.
Thank you very much.
Go for it.
Lewis Williams, Commonwealth Games boxing gold medalist from last summer, from right here in Leamington and Warwick, and very, very lucky, blessed that we are to have him in the area. Let's go back to the awards then. This is the 3rd award of the evening for Best Individual, and the judge for this award, David Mond.
It's a great honour to be a judge in the annual MP Civic Awards, and it's been inspiring to learn about the volunteering that goes on in so many ways by so many very different kinds of people. This year, one of the high points has been the work on behalf of the Ukraine following the Russian invasion. 2 of our finalists for the individual award have made outstanding contributions. Dawid Kozłowski from the Polish Centre in Court Street, together with 3 directors from Euro Car Parts, drove 2 ambulances from the UK all the way to the Polish border as gifts, and raises funds and donations locally from the local businesses. With boundless energy, Helen Aris helps Ukrainian refugees find accommodation here in Warwick and Leamington, deal with visa applications, and generally settle in. But not all volunteering needs a dramatic backdrop. Don Dealey, the Womble of Lem Street, has made it his mission to keep the area between Wells Road and Lem Terrace free of litter, and in the process lights up other people's day with his friendly presence. Mandy Burford and Hannah Gelfs work tirelessly in their local community centres in Patmores and Budbrook, organising food banks, school uniform swaps, jubilee parties, and all manner of other events. Gillian Clark, now 83 years old, has volunteered for years at Myton Hospice and provides a friendly and reassuring first point of contact for patients and their families when they arrive. And it's not just the 6 who were nominated. It was very hard to narrow the list down from 40 people nominated to the 6 mentioned here. But I like to think that the others won't mind not winning. I'm sure that all of them have the great blessing of liking other people, which has propelled them to contribute so marvelously to their communities, and I'm sure that their communities appreciate them. That appreciation came across very vividly in the nominations. Let me end by thanking everyone for their volunteering and wishing good luck to all the finalists.
And can I thank again David Mond for acting as judge for the individual category and for all the work that he put in to judging this. We had a huge number of nominations. As I said, almost 100 nominations. And of course, it was really tough to decide who would win. I'm about to find out. And I think we have 3 winners, given the number of nominations that were put forward. And in no particular order, the winners are Amanda Burford, David Kozlowski, and Helen Aris. Well, first of all, commiserations to Hannah Gelfs, Don Dealey, and to Gillian Clark. But congratulations to Mandy, to Helen, and to David. You're all joint winners of the individual awards. So there'll be one of these for each of you, which I'll be delighted to present with you in the coming days. So perhaps, Helen, I could start with you. You did an amazing thing in terms of helping facilitate Ukrainian people coming to the UK, finding homes for them and so on. I met you at that wonderful event you hosted just a few weeks ago for the community. It was an extraordinary achievement.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a difficult year. It's wonderful to accept this award, and thank you very much. But really, we didn't want this award, did we? Because what's happened over the past year has just been awful. So I wish that I wasn't accepting the award. I once lived in Ukraine for 6 months, so I have many friends back there. And when the war started, I just wanted to do whatever I could to help. So I've set up a sponsors WhatsApp group for who we should also recognise that all these sponsors that are in this area, we've done outstandingly well with the amount of sponsors that have taken in Ukrainian refugees. And we just came together. We needed somebody to sort of lead it, and that's what I took on. And from that, everybody needed English lessons. So I set up voluntary English lessons for about 200 refugees. We did weekly meetups at the New Bowl Common Arms. And now, as things have progressed, things have got even more difficult for them because the uncertainty of not knowing what is going on. So I've set up ladies' clubs so that they can get together and be together, children's art and activity clubs, and just continue to help keep the community together so that they can feel at home here in Leamington and Warwick.
Helen, thank you for that. I mean, that's incredibly modest of you in what you say. And of course, none of us would have wanted really for these awards to be marking such a dreadful event. But, you know, it's all about those people who step forward and take responsibility and make things happen in the most dire of circumstances. And you and so many volunteers that you helped organise to make things happen and make the community feel very welcome here. So thank you for that. Perhaps, David, I could just turn to you. We heard just briefly from you earlier but I think you more or less gave up work, didn't you, for 6 months to help arrange all the donations for Ukraine.
Yeah, so once again, that was everything that I have done, we have done, was possible thanks to the company I'm working for, Euro Car Parts, because they allow me to do this within a working time. And when we went with the ambulances, they covered all the costs, and they raised a lot of money for the ambulances, etc. On Friday, we've been on a call with Alexander Gagoluk from Ukraine, and he passed the message that the ambulances that we already delivered are in constant use in the front line, and they saved many, many lives. We obviously trying to send some more and save more lives. And it's been a great privilege of being able to help these people over there and makes a difference to them.
Well, thank you again for the work. I've seen firsthand what you've been doing and the scale of the project. And thank you to your employer for having the foresight and the generosity to allow you to be taking so much time off to do that. And perhaps I could just turn to you, Mandy. Congratulations. Really much appreciated and admired in the community in North Warwick for the work you've been doing and the volunteering. Perhaps you could just explain briefly some of the stuff you've been doing.
Yeah, so I joined the Packmoors Community Centre just over a year ago now, having not done any kind of community work before, but I was very much welcomed by Lauren, who's the community liaison officer for the community. And we just went from leaps to bounds. We were doing events for the school uniform. We were doing fun days. We did Jubilee parties. We're just trying to build a sense of community that everybody can get involved with, and somewhere that people can be proud to live, and just try and bring that old-fashioned community spirit back, to local areas. So it's been lovely to be part of it, and I wouldn't be able to have done the things I've done if it wasn't for the amazing people in my community. So this award's for them as well. So thank you, guys.
Well, again, congratulations, and as modest as our other winners, really, in accepting that. And be absolutely delighted, as I say, to be able to bring one of these awards and hand it over to you in person when I get the earliest opportunity. So on behalf of all the community, thanks very much for all you've done. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, fantastic. Not one, but three winners of the individual awards there, which brings us to the final award of the evening. And Matt, this is a very special one, I know, for you.
Yes, it is. I mean, we've heard from so many of the groups, the individuals from across the area, and the amazing work that they have done. And, I think everyone watching and listening in this evening will realise just how fortunate we are to have such amazing people across our community doing these special things, volunteering, but also, working in the public sector, going that extra mile. So beyond those categories, I wanted to introduce a special award, my award. So if you'll forgive me, I will just open. I should know who this is. But the winner of my special award, special recognition award, is Warwick District Food Bank. Is it? Nikki, great to see you there. How are you? And congratulations.
Thanks very much. Yeah, all good, thank you. Very pleased to be representing Warwick District Food Bank today.
Well, we met I think at least once, probably a couple of occasions now. And I've
Few
seen
times, yeah.
the extraordinary work that you've been doing at the various sites across the constituency. And I realised with the cost of living crisis, as we talked before, just the scale now of the work that you're having to do, you and all the volunteers.
Yeah, it's this is actually, sadly, it's our 10th year, 10th anniversary in May, June this year. Of setting up the food bank. As you can imagine, with various events that have happened, particularly in the last couple of years, our numbers have literally doubled in that time, more than doubled. We have 6 centres and a mobile unit as well. And yeah, we form a team of 79 people, of which 72 are volunteers. I know that's featured a lot tonight. So they make up the main part of our team. They do it all, giving their time freely, giving their giftings and their resources to help, whether it's to collect the food from the supermarkets or pack the food or help in the centres or the warehouse. So yeah, we can only do it because of the generosity of people with their time.
Well, Nikki, the work that all of you do, it's an extraordinary team effort. I've seen, as I say, I've witnessed it firsthand. The scale of it, but just how everyone comes together, whether it be bringing the food together, bagging it up and so on, but just the organisation of it. And you and all the volunteers have been doing an amazing thing. And I know that you wouldn't wish to have this sort of light shone on you or the work you do, but it is greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you on behalf of the whole team.
Well, thank you. I mean, these are really challenging times, and I'm be very pleased to be able to hand this to you, really, and I'm sure you'll be accepting it on behalf of all the team, everyone working across 100%. The whole of Warwick District with the food bank.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well,
fantastic.
There we go.
Fantastic. And what's really struck me, I don't know about you, is the humility from each and every one of those who have been celebrated tonight. None of them thought it should be them, or in some way, should have been announced the winners. So to each and every one of you, congratulations. Well done. Even those who are nominated who didn't win tonight, the fact you've been nominated means you've been incredibly generous of your own time and of your own self and giving to this community. And that in itself is worth a huge celebration. Well done.
Well, it really has been, and these annual awards are just there to celebrate the extraordinary things that people are doing. We've heard such a kind of myriad of the different work that's being done that many of us don't actually see firsthand. But what they're doing really to help those in whatever difficult circumstances people may find themselves, and just how they're reaching out and doing these amazing things. So really a huge thank you to everyone who has been, not just the winners, but all those who were nominated, and to the people who actually nominated them, because really it is that recognition of the work that they're doing, and that takes people to come forward and acknowledge that, and that's a very special thing in its own right. It just leaves me, Phil, to say thank you to you for coming along. It's been terrific to have your professionalism and add a bit of glitz to the proceedings. It's been a really special evening. Can I thank also Spa Trophies, who sourced the trophies and engraved them and so on. Can I thank Purple Monster, who've set up this evening and put in all the work to make this look as terrific as it is. And then finally, thanks to my team for all the work that they've put in. And thank you to you for making this the event that it is, for tuning in, watching, and really paying your respects to the special things in our community. So thanks very much, Phil. Thanks again.
No worries.
And
see you next year,
see you
hopefully.
Again. Thanks.